What's going on, internet? Running on some low Z's, but the hype is real. Pretty pumped for tomorrow. Well, I guess technically today. I think it's past midnight. But yeah, for Desperation Day, it's the big King of the Table arm wrestling event in Dubai, with Devin Larratt versus Michael Todd as the main event. Schoolboy versus Larry Wheels, and then Coach Ray versus Mazahir. I think that's how you pronounce his name. All super solid guys. Like, this is, I'm super new to arm wrestling, so I guess maybe part of me doesn't have the full appreciation for what's going on, but it's pretty much the biggest event like ever, especially right now since there's not a lot of sporting going on in general. Now to have this like crazy massive event in Dubai is awesome. So awesome. I think it's going to bring all kinds of new eyes to the sport, right? The staking on arm bet, it's going awesome. I think everybody's almost sold out. I think Larry Wheels is very close. I think he's at like 89% or something. So I think he's super, super close. But yeah, it's awesome, man. I'm so pumped. I'm having a hard time getting to sleep. But I want to throw a real bet out to people. So if Larry does sell out his entire stake on Stake Kings that we have set up right now, if he sells out his entire stake, and if Schoolboy beats Larry, not only am I going to lose the money that I staked on him, but I'm going to eat the most ridiculous hot wing that you've ever seen in your entire life. And I'll post a video of it. And you know what? Maybe I'll try to convince one of my neighbors to eat one too. And you know what? Actually, I have an idea. I wasn't gonna originally show this, but just so you guys know, I'm not goofing around. I gotta be quiet while going into the house, though. Just so you guys know, I'm not goofing around. I'm gonna show you guys my hot sauce collection. So, I'm gonna switch hands here, just to give you guys an idea of what I'm gonna do here. So what do we have back here? We got some Black Mamba 6, Get Bitten, right? What else do we got in here? We just have some generic sauces. Another Black Mamba sauce. What do we have here? The Bomb, Ground Zero. What do we got here? The Bomb, Beyond Insanity. What else do we got here? We got some Gourmet Dave's Scorpion Pepper Hot Sauce. We got some Reaper 51. What else do we have here that's pretty special? Yeah, you know what? There's a couple here that aren't that hot. Like this one here I actually really like. And I'm a huge fan of the President's Choice Chipotle sauce. But let's head back into the garage. So just so you know, I can make some hot wings. But yeah, so I guess that's my bet. If Larry Wheels sells out his stake on Stake Kings before the event starts tomorrow, and if Schoolboy then beats Larry, I will make the most ridiculous hot wings, and I'll make some regular hot wings, but then I'll make a super wing where I'll literally will mix all those sauces together. I'll mix everything. Oh, well, not everything, but all the hot ones, right? I'll mix all the hot ones together, and I'll make a couple of those, and then yeah, maybe I'll invite somebody over to eat them with me. But yeah, so I guess now you have two reasons to stake Larry. One, obviously you think he's gonna win, right? or two, you just want to torture me. And whoever else I bring down with me, right? Whoever I'm going to bring down to stoop this low. So yeah, you have two reasons, right? So you either think Larry's going to win, or you know he's going to lose, and you're just going to put a couple bucks just to see me suffer, right? And yeah, like I said, I'll try to convince one of my neighbors to come by too, and have them be a little tortured. Hey, how about that? But yeah, so anyways, outside of that, the event tomorrow, I'm just going to put my predictions online here. So I think, obviously, between Michael Todd and Devin, I'm going to pick Devin. Like, I have to, right? You got to go with the home team. And between Schoolboy and Larry, I legit think Larry's going to win. I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying that, only people who don't know anything about arm wrestling are picking Larry. People who actually know who Schoolboy is are picking him. Well, you know what? First of all, like, I don't know squat about arm. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know squat. I've kind of thrown myself in the deep end, I guess, a little bit over the last 6 months or so. But I'm still a noob, man. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible arm wrestler. I'm so terrible. But I'm really bad. I'm not just saying that. I am really bad. I have a lifting background. I got a mixed martial arts background, and I just never did anything with my arms. I never needed to have strong arms, I guess, right? My deadlift and my bench and all that stuff, they're decent. My squat's decent. But as far as just lifting, I hardly ever did curls. I hardly ever did any forearm stuff. I just never had to. So I'm running a deficit. But yeah, so again, I'm not a complete noob, but I know who Schoolboy is. And he's legit. He's a murderer. And he's huge. He's huge. I remember the first time they had a match, I actually talked to my brother about it. And he didn't realize how big Schoolboy was. I told Schoolboy, I was like, Schoolboy's huge, man. I think at the time he was 250 pounds or whatever. And he didn't believe me, I guess, until he saw the match. He's like, all right. And I actually picked Schoolboy to win the first match. But I think things have changed, man. Like Devin was saying in one of his videos, Larry has legitimately had anybody who's anybody in arm wrestling over in Dubai training with him throughout the past 6 months to a year. Honestly, what sport could you think of where some random fitness YouTuber picked a sport and then literally trained with every single elite top person in that sport and then took a piece of them home? I don't think that's ever happened before. It's crazy. It's crazy. If you wanted to be a pro football player or soccer player or hockey player, or even if you wanted to be a pro boxer, right? Let's say you wanted to go pro at boxing. That's saying that legitimate what Larry's done, the equivalent to boxing, is taking Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, right? Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, right? And all these other big names that you can think of in boxing, right? That are either at the peak of the sport or are just outside of the peak of the sport, right? And he's had all those people essentially do one-on-one training with him for weeks at a time to try to pick away the everything that those guys have to offer. It's insane. It's crazy. So one, there's only a few reasons why Larry's doing this, right? One, he really thinks that getting all these arm wrestlers are going to get crazy YouTube views. And I don't think that's the case, right? Because arm wrestling is growing, but it's not that big. It's not that big in compared to other sports, right? If he was to have mixed martial artists or power lifters and all that, those guys, I'm sure those guys would get more views on YouTube than getting, elite arm wrestlers over there. But he's decided he's going to take all the elite arm wrestlers in the world and fly them in 1, 2, 3 at a time to give them private lessons in arm wrestling, right? It's insane. I don't think anybody in any sport has ever done anything like that before. So two things are going to come out of it, right? One, he's going to become a ridiculously good arm wrestler because he's literally taking all the pieces of the cream of the crop puzzle, and he's just kind of picking and choosing the things that are working for him, right? Or two, right? The guy's just a madman. Like, he's just wild, and he just is super into arm wrestling, right? And he just wants to be in front of the camera with those guys. But, like, look at what he's doing. I don't think that's the case, right? Even Coach Ray's been saying that, he's seen, like, leaps and bounds and strides that he's made in the last little bit. That it's, I think that means something. I don't think Coach Ray would just say that to say that, because here's the thing, right? Like, he's an arm wrestling coach, right? I think he's trying to make a career, I'm assuming, of being an arm wrestling coach, especially on YouTube. It's not in his best interest to talk this guy up and say, like, hey man, like, I taught this guy how to win, right? And then the guy completely disappoints, right? So he's shooting himself in the foot if he's really getting behind him and really telling everybody that, Larry's this, like, amazing arm wrestler. And I told him how he can put all these pieces together, right? Like, I was the one who showed him how to do it. And now if he fails, it's kind of like he's putting himself on the line too by kind of, by saying Larry's grace, or how do you say that? By, essentially saying that Larry's as good as he is, right? And that he helped him get there. Singing his praises, that's the word I was looking for. So, yes, I legit think Larry's going to win that match. And then as far as the last match, I really don't know. I really don't know who's going to win. I don't know enough about that Mazahir guy. I really haven't seen much. I should have probably watched some of his matches before making this video, but, I'm low on sleep. I'll blame that. But I'm going to have to pick Ray. Like, he's really good, man. The guy's a bull. Like, he just plows through people, right? I think he's a bit on the smaller side. I think he's sub 200 pounds. He's like 190 or something like that. And I think the other guy's a lot heavier. But, he's confident in himself, right? He's taken this match on what looks to be short notice and compared to the rest of the matches that are on that card. But, so I guess those are my picks, right? So Devin, Larry, and Ray. So the hashtag DLR, right? But, so that's it. So if you think that Larry's going to win, go stake him. Support the sport, right? Support what we're doing with ArmBet. Support the athlete. And if you think that he's not going to win, but you want to see me get tortured and maybe torture somebody else with the most ridiculous hot wing that's ever been made, then put a couple bucks on Larry. Make sure his steak gets sold out. Support the athletes, again, and support kind of everything we're trying to do here. And then you get to torture me, and then I'll put it on YouTube, and it'll be there forever. And then if I'm ever at a job interview in 10 years from now, somebody will pull that up and say, hey, dummy, you don't get hired because you're dumb and you ate ridiculous hot wings and puked on camera. So that's it, I guess, right? So everybody check out the event. I'm going to put the link to the pay-per-view in the description. And please, last note, don't stream it. Honestly, don't stream it. I think this is such a cool event that's been put together. For other sports, right, like boxing, for example, there's a lot of money there to throw these big pay-per-views. For sports that are not quite as in the mainstream like arm wrestling, it's hard, man. It's hard to get an event like this together and to get all the right people talking together in order to get this, like, cream of the crop event together, right? Like, this is tough. And I think if they're successful, they'll do it again, right? But if, like, 1,000% of the people stream it illegally and they don't make their money back in pay-per-views, we probably won't see anything like this anymore, right? It'll probably be a one-off. And then, then we're stuck with, I guess, the PA, organizations like the PL who won't let their top guys face other top guys outside of the organization, right? It's, I don't know. I think this is a really cool opportunity for everybody involved. I think the community, the arm wrestling community, I think has a super awesome platform to see, high-level events like this hopefully go on in the future. So I think there's a lot of cool things that can come from this. Anyways, I've rambled on long enough, man. I need to go to bed. But yeah, all the links are down below. I'm going to put the link to the staking down there. Stake out Larry. Finish that off. And if anybody else is, I think Larry might be the only one that stake's not sold out. I'm not sure. I guess go check the link and you can see, but I think everybody else is sold. Maybe Michael Todd has a couple left. So you might be able to stake some money on Michael Todd still, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. By the time this video goes up, he might be done, because the last time I saw he was almost done too. Yeah, I need to go to bed. So staking down below, pay-per-view link down below. And you know what? Maybe I'll have to eat a dirty, nasty hot wing, you know, come end of the week. Hopefully not though, hopefully not. Stay powerful.